Ciao, we're live. Hello. This is the first ever in its existence Chase and Logic podcast. And guess who chases? That's me. Why am I so important? I'm really not. I'm a pretty average dude with a pretty unique backstory and a mind that races with reasons of why people disagree and why things are so hard to understand sometimes. Why is it so hard to communicate effectively in today's society? Is it due to technology? Is it due to different opinions? Is it due to a capitalistic society here in the USA that everyone thinks they're right? I'm going to be taking some pretty complex and diverse ideas and topics and subjects, and I'm going to break them down. I'm going to tell you what makes sense to me, what I'm struggling with. I'm going to share my opinions, and I want you guys to share your opinions right on back to me, because this is all about understanding and seeing the logic in all of these different subjects that we're going to be covering here on this podcast. And that doesn't work if it's just me talking. It works when everyone gets a better understanding. So things like politics or different music preferences or different sexuality preferences, or maybe it's a misunderstanding between people who play sports and people who play on the computer, or maybe it's anything that people are struggling with understanding. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what topics you want to discuss, and I want to know what topics are going to benefit the whole the most here. I mean, right? Isn't it great to spread knowledge and share opinions and talk about it? And yeah, I'm going to be researching these topics. I'm going to deep dive. I'm going to tell you some interesting stuff. I'm going to tell you the basis of all of my topics of discussions. I'm going to tell you the different opinions people may have. I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about that topic in a reasonable time frame, and I'm going to express my feelings towards it, and I want it to create discussion. I want it to create a sense of understanding between people. And yeah, I'm going to be using social media to get a lot of this information out, because that's how a lot of the information today is perceived, through social media. Things like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. I mean, there's so much. Reddit, everything is out there, and it's all for spreading knowledge. And that's what I want to do with you guys here today as well. And this isn't going to be strictly about like boring stuff all the time. No, I'm going to be talking about real shit that's going on. I'm going to be talking about current topics. I'm going to be talking about stupid stuff and kind of making sense of all the stupid stuff too, because there's a lot of stupid stuff out there. Not everything matters so much, but I think everything does matter. So I'm going to be talking about everything. I'm going to keep it light, and I'm going to do stuff on a far vast ranging topics. Some of them are going to be what I'm interested in, and some of it's going to be stuff that I've never learned or talked about in my life. And I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not gonna be 1,000% factual with everything. I can't be. I mean, a lot of this is going to be based off opinion and different forms of my logic and what I think, but I am going to do a fair amount of research into these topics and seeing exactly the points of view that I want to discuss, and the different points that people have when it pertains to these things. It's going to be really interesting for me to see it all and learn it all. And that's what I want to do. And I want to teach you guys what I'm learning, because I'm already doing this stuff, but I want to get it out in the open so everyone can learn and everyone can communicate effectively. I think that would be awesome. So I appreciate you guys watching this episode. And if you stayed to the end and you watched the first episode, I mean, you a real one. This is the first podcast, and this is with some shanty video editing, which you've probably already seen. It'll get better. It'll get better. It can't get worse. And I think this is a pretty good starting point. And yes, I am freeballing this first podcast, and I think once I have a good topic of discussion, it'll be a little bit more scripted. But for now, we're keeping it open-ended, because I just wanted to tell you the basis behind why I'm doing all this as a little intro podcast. Saying, hi, my name's Chase, and I want to learn more. I want to understand. I want to be more logical in the way I approach my everyday life. Is that so hard to ask? So I'm going to be talking into this microphone so you guys can hear it. If you guys listen, that's awesome, and hopefully we can get some really good conversations in, and we can get some really good points of view in, and we can really start to get to the bottom of some of these things that bother people every day. And I think a lot of people hearing that, a lot of people hearing some good discussion on things that matter, going to spark some interest. It's going to spark us all doing better as a society. But what do I know? I mean, shit, I'm just freeballing here. This is just what I want to do. I don't know what you guys want to do, but obviously you're listening to this, so I guess this is what you want to do, and I appreciate you for that, because I think this is going to be a very interesting podcast. Am I plugging this whole thing? Is this whole podcast an ad for Chase and Logic? Is that what I'm doing right now? Well, I'm a marketing major. I went to Penn State, so hey, I don't know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just marketing myself right now. Haha, you just got into a 13-minute ad brought to you by Chase and Logic. Watch now. I was gonna make it Chasing Logic. Someone already did that, like years ago. And it's like, they're not posting anything now. So, it's Chase and Logic. Ooh, I also want to tell you guys, I'm going to be trying to do different segments as well. I think it's interesting to hear other people's points of view, especially when it comes to like different generations. I know me and my dad are very different in a lot of ways, but we're also super similar because he's my dad. He taught me a lot of things that I know. So I hope to have a little subcategory for like generational exploration and talking about modern day topics with people from different generations and seeing the different points of view and how that transpires, and seeing how we can work better, even generationally, to understand each other better, whether it's old people thinking, oh, these kids are on their phones all the time, or it's young people thinking, oh man, old people can't do anything with technology. I mean, I think it's important to talk about it. I think it's important to talk about our values and how they're changing over generations, and how our brains are being wired a little bit differently these days, with so much information being apparent to us with all this different, the internet and all the social media and every which way we get news and information. It's so vast now. So kids have the ability to really learn anything they want so early, and there's a lot of good that comes from that, and there's a lot of bad that comes from that, and I think generationally it's hard to understand those sides of it. So hopefully I will have a like generational exploration type segment where I'll be talking with different generations of people and seeing how values and thinking changes over periods of time. And also I want to do another subset of videos as well called Kepler Couch. My house is on Kepler Road, so yeah, real innovative there with the name, but the couch is actually behind me, and I hope to sit around with a group of friends or experts and really just talk it out and seeing different points of view and bouncing ideas off of each other. Hopefully that catches on as well. So Kepler Couch, look out for that. So yeah, Chase and Logic. I'm going to be trying to post videos, as much as I can. I work full-time job. I'm very busy. Still got social life, girlfriend, all this stuff. So I don't have a ton of time, but this is something I've wanted to do for a while now. So I'm jumping off the deep end here and getting my feet wet and trying to start this podcast, because it means a lot to me, and I think it's going to be really fun for me, and hopefully I can get some of my friends behind it, and hopefully I can get a lot of you guys supporting me, and we can have some really good discussions on stupid shit and some really important shit and get to the bottom of it. So yeah. All right. Well, I guess that concludes the first episode of Chase and Logic. I could talk forever, and that's kind of why I wanted to do a podcast, but we'll keep the intro short for everybody. Hopefully we get some viewers and some followers, and you guys can comment below. I don't want to be one of these people that say, oh, subscribe, like, comment, because I'm not really here for the monetary aspect of it, but I do want this channel to catch on. I do want people to conversate and communicate, because I think that's the most effective way this podcast is going to work, is if everyone's sharing their opinions so we can talk about it. So please, in the comment section below, you can tell me what you want to know, what you want to learn about, what topics you want me to discuss, and maybe that we can talk about it. So please send some topic ideas. What do you want to learn more about? I'd be free to talk about anything and everything. I cannot wait to learn more and teach myself and everyone here how to understand each other better. So, Chase and Logic. Pretty exciting stuff. And I think over the course of this, I'll probably be changing my setup around a little bit and making a little podcast, little studio type deal, but right now it's my basement. So boom. That's what you got. And you got to deal with all these fucking lights. Bling, 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 bling. We got a Christmas tree down here. It's not Christmas yet, but chasing logic. Catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate you watching. You're a real one. You're a real one. Peace.